Hi Beth, thank you so much for joining me today. I'm really looking forward to getting to know you and begin to work with you. So tell me a little bit about what brings you here, maybe some of the goals that you would like to work on.
It's really nice to meet you as well. I have to admit I'm a little nervous to be meeting with you. I've never had to seek outside help before.
Well, thank you for sharing that with me. It takes a lot of courage just to ask for help. You should be really proud of yourself for taking that first step. And just remember, this is about you, so just share what you feel comfortable sharing with me.
Thanks. I feel a little better already. Well, let's see. What brings me here is that I'm starting to feel a lot of pressure at work. I have a boss that places unrealistic and unexplained expectations on me and basically tries to make my life hell in and outside of work if I don't live up to her expectations. I also am a student and I feel like all I do is work in school, so I feel like I never have time to see my family or my friends, let alone keep my apartment clean or cook for myself. I am also having a hard time sleeping at night and sometimes feel sharp pains in my chest when I'm really stressed. I don't even know how to sort out my thoughts right now. It's like I'm anxious all day at work and then sad and lonely when I'm home. I just don't know what to do with myself right now.
Wow, that sounds like you have a lot going on in your life right now. It's really great that you're able to recognize some of the feelings that are troubling you and being able to pinpoint when you're feeling those emotions. So at this point, what do you feel is troubling you the most in your life?
I think work is my biggest worry. I'm not so much worried about the quality of my work. I'm mostly worried about my boss's mood will be that day, and in turn how she'll treat me and other employees based off her mood. It's really difficult to be a great employee when you're constantly walking on eggshells 40 hours a week.
I can imagine that'd be really difficult to deal with. Can you tell me some of the ways you've tried dealing with your boss and how she makes you feel?
Sure. I've just learned to be in survival mode constantly. Let's see. For the most part, I just vent to my coworkers. I end up talking about work and my boss on my free time. She really takes up a lot of my time and effort, and it's really exhausting, and I'm so sick of this.
It sounds really exhausting, I can only imagine. So Beth, have you used any other coping skills to deal with these issues besides just venting to your coworkers or your friends and your family?
I guess not. I'm not really sure what coping skills to use. Ugh, I'm such a mess.
Remember that I'm here to help you and give you suggestions for new techniques to utilize and new skills to make your life easier.
Okay, I think at this point I'm willing to try anything to feel better.
I like that you're willing to try new things and trying to have a positive attitude about the situation. One of the first things I want to address is stopping the negative thoughts you have about your boss when you're at work, at home, with your friends or your family, as well as when you're trying to fall asleep.
Yeah, that would be really helpful.
So, one of the techniques I want to suggest you using is developing a personal stop strategy. One of the ways you could practice this is picturing a big red stop sign every time a negative thought comes into your head. Another thing you could try is saying cut it out to yourself and picturing scissors literally cutting out that thought every time it comes into your head.
Wow, that sounds kind of cool. I would be willing to try that out.
Good, that's great. I'm really glad to hear that. Another thing I would like to suggest is to harness the energy that you're putting into worrying about your boss and using that energy to focus on the positive things in your life, especially when you're outside of work. I want to encourage you to have more positive relationships with your coworkers, your friends, and your family, where you don't let your boss be the center of all your conversations. I know that can be really hard, but if you put in a little bit of effort, I think it'll work for you. I would also like you to try writing down 3 good things that happen every day until the next time we meet. And I think that's a really good place to start. So what are your thoughts? How do you feel about these suggestions?
They definitely seem like something I could commit to.
That's really great. Well, I'm excited to see how these work out for you, and I look forward to our next meeting. Please feel free to give me a call or email me if anything pops up before we meet again, all right?
Okay, that sounds great. I'll see you next week.
Okay, see you then.